Hello, so welcome to the third and final session of week 6. So let's get walking at a nice, easy, slow pace to warm up for 5 minutes. And as we make our way through this 5 minutes, we'll start to progress the pace until we get into a nice brisk walking pace, get ourselves nice and loose and prepared for the session. And then for the final minute, we'll start to decrease the pace again as we make our way to the start of the session. So today's session is the longer one. So originally with the third sessions, we did 2 longer repetitions and we were pushing the time up nicely. And then last week there was a little bit of a change because we progressed so well. We just did 1 long repetition, which was 20 minutes last week. And now we are progressing you a little bit more. We are now going to do a continuous run today of 25 minutes. So pushing you up nicely. We are so nearly there. We're nearly at our end goal already. After today, you just got to hold that pace for an extra 5 minutes at the pace that you desire, that you want to be able to hold for at the end of the session. And then you're nearly there. You've nearly completed it. So well done. Keep up the good work. So progressing this session a bit further. So if we just look into the final 2 weeks, what we've got in store for you. So we're going to push you just slightly further next week for the third session. We're going to do a continuous run of 27 minutes. So just adding just an extra few minutes to that. And then the last week, then that is it. That's the end goal. That's the 30 minutes. So we are so nearly at the end of the program. Right, so we're coming up to 2 minutes now, so let's start to increase that pace a little bit further. Remember to drive with those arms, deep breaths, increase the stride length, and just get yourselves ready. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit looser as you're making your way through this 5 minutes. It's really important to do a good warm up and not go straight into the session, so you're a little bit more prepared and your body is ready to go for when it's time to start the session. So please let me know how you're getting on with all the sessions. How are you finding the progressions? Some weeks we do step it up a little bit further than others. So how are you coping with that? Have you felt that you've been ready? Which ones have you found quite tricky? Or are you just enjoying it and you're progressing and you're coping well with the increase each week? Please let me know. It's always great to hear from you and hear how you're getting on. And also please let any of your friends or family members know if you are doing this and you think that they would benefit from this and would get something out of this as well. Please let them know. Let them know how well you've done, and that will give them a bit of motivation and inspiration to do it themselves. There's no better motivation than knowing that someone else very similar to them has increased and progressed just like they would as well. So that is the best way to know how you're doing, is by seeing how other people are coping and knowing that they can have the same results if they do it too. So please let them know just to help out as well. So come on, let's keep going for another 45 seconds now, and then we'll start to decrease that pace. So let's just talk about this session. So 25 minutes of continuous work, so there's no recovery. So let's just hold a nice steady pace. Try not to go off too hard, and just hold a pace that you feel happy to go at. I'll break it down every minute, what's done and how much time is left. So you just keep focus on what you're doing. Like always, I'm doing the session with you, so you're not alone. I'll be with you every step of the way, and I'll be motivating you as you go, so we can do this together. Right, so it's 4 minutes gone now, so we've got another minute to go. So let's start to decrease that pace now for the final minute as we make our way to the start of this session. So get yourselves ready. If you haven't already, please like and share and follow my Facebook page, so Simon Minting Audio Training, and let anyone else know how you're getting on. It's available on Facebook and Instagram, so just give me a click and follow and let me know how you're getting on. So how long is left? We've got another 20 seconds now, so please get yourselves ready. It's nearly time we get going now, so we can do this. Deep breaths, come on. 25 minutes, then it's all over, okay? Right, 10 seconds. Are you ready? 5, 3, 2, 1, off we go. So off we go then. So this is the start of our 25-minute time trial. So let's just settle into a nice steady pace and hold that speed, remaining as comfortable and relaxed as you can. So as we make our way through this 25 minutes, I'll let you know how we're doing, how much time has gone, how much time is remaining. Remember, I'm with you every step of the way, so we're in this together. So let's just keep it nice and controlled. So you've done really well up to this point, well done. Some great progressions with this week's sessions. Pushed you up nicely with the time, the volume of time running. And then this is a great progression on as well from last week, which was a massive progression itself last week with that 20-minute time trial. And now we're going to go for an extra 5 minutes, making our way nice and gradually towards our end goal of the 30 minutes of continuous running, which will take place in 2 weeks' time. So we are nearly there. So anyway, that is the first minute done already. So good work. Let's just keep that pace going. Keep it nice and steady. What you will find is you'll settle into your rhythm. Once you've found that right speed for you, and time will go really quick. Each minute will just fly by. So just try and break it down if that helps as well, into sections rather than focusing on the whole lot of the session. Just take every minute as they come. Come on, we're nearly at the second minute. Deep breaths. Fill your lungs with oxygen and deep breaths out. That is 2 minutes down now. If it helps, break it down to say 5-minute sections. So we've got 5 lots of 5 minutes. So obviously this continuous run is 25 minutes of continuous running with no walking recoveries. But the 2 sessions that we've already done this week were 30 minutes, both of them, of running. So it's less time running in this session, but without those breaks. Every session in theory should feel roughly about the same. I've tried to keep the intensity level about the same with each progression. So hopefully you feel that way as well. So you're more than capable of doing this after you've completed those last 2 sessions in this week 6. There's no reason why you won't be fine with this as well. You'll be fine. It'll be no problem. So that's 3 minutes down now already. Let's get those next 2 minutes done. Then that's the first block of 5 minutes complete. So next week the progression is we're moving up to 27 minutes of continuous running. So adding just an extra 2 minutes to it. So not too bad, we can do that. And then the final progression then for that week 8 is the end goal session, which is that 30 minutes, the one that we've been aiming for from the start of week 1. So come on, you're doing really well. We're nearly at the 4-minute mark already. Just keep it going. Really good work. 4 minutes down now. So another minute, and then we've done our first 5 minutes. Then we can focus on the next block, if that helps. Break it down to those smaller chunks. So this program of being able to run for continuous time for 30 minutes without stopping at the pace that you want to do is obviously specific to your speed, but it's really good training for anyone that has that goal in mind of being able to complete a 5k and they just want to get their fitness up nice and gradually, whether it's just that they've never done running before and you're new to it, or that maybe you've had a break and you're just trying to get back into it slowly, whether that's just having a break from it or you've been injured or life's just got in the way. So various different reasons, but if that's you and you're doing well with this session and this program, maybe think about looking for a 5k to do, seeing that you've done all this hard work. So we're over 5 minutes down now, so that's the first chunk down there. So let's focus on the next 5 minutes. Let's get up to that 10-minute mark. Still keep moving at a nice steady pace. It's really important when you do these long steady runs that you get the right pace, or if you're in doubt, start a bit slower and then you can always build it up. There's nothing worse than when you go off too hard and you tire, maybe you become out of breath, your legs start to ache and hurt, and then you've got to work your way through it. You will learn this with time, with pace judgment, but if you're a beginner, definitely worth starting off a little bit slower to begin with, and you can always build it up as you make your way through. And the next time you do a repeat, gives you a better idea of what pace to go. So that's 6 minutes down now. Keep going. Just remember all those tips that we always go over with regards to your technique. If you can run efficiently, you will not be wasting energy. You'll put all your efforts in the right direction, pushing you forwards without using excess energy in different ways of movement. So try to avoid those arms going across the body, so keep driving forwards and back, nice and tall. Even if you've done this for a while, it's always good to just revisit that, because as you get tired, everyone finds that their form will go. And what you'll find is when you really try a bit harder when it's getting tired, that's when your form tends to go. So it's over 7 minutes down. Keep going. Sometimes you find that when you really try to work as hard as you can, you actually go slower because you're tensing up, you're more rigid, and you're straining, and you're not getting as much out of it as you were if you were to remain loose and relaxed. Give it a go and you'll see for yourself. Sometimes I always surprise myself when I'm not thinking at the time and I'm keeping loose, and I look down at the time I've done and I'm shocked. And then there's other times where I've really gone for it and it doesn't feel right. So that's why it's important just to remember those tips of getting those knees up, lengthening your stride, and keeping as relaxed as possible. And then with that tension, remember, if you clench the fist, all that tension will go up to the forearm, into the upper arm, into the shoulder, into the chest. Everything just stiffens up, and that's not what we want. Over 8 minutes down, come on, great work. You are doing really well. We're flying through this 25 minutes. Great work. Deep breaths, come on. So coming up to 9 minutes soon. Just over another minute. Then that's our first 10 minutes done. 2 blocks of that 5 complete, 3 to go. Come on, minute to go, then we're there at that point. Great work. So please let me know how you're getting on with these sessions as well. We've nearly completed our 6th week out of the 8 weeks. So you're well and truly on your way. We are so nearly there now, just 2 more weeks to go. Come on, keep going. Please let me know which sessions you've enjoyed. Have you enjoyed the shorter repetition work, the pyramids, or the longer steady ones? Or have you quite liked doing a mixture? Personally for me, a mixture is really good. Not only physically with the physical benefits of training your body in different ways, but also mentally as well. It's not as tiring by doing the same thing every week, week in, week out. So that's 10 minutes gone now. So let's focus on our next block of 5 minutes. Let's get to that 15-minute mark. As you've seen, we've progressed the sessions really well. Each session has been slightly different, but we've progressed them all to get to where we've got to today. And there's a little bit more of a progression to go over the next 2 weeks. But once you've completed this, if you've really enjoyed specific sessions, there's no reason why you can't revisit them. Even if it's one of the shorter sessions in one of the earlier weeks, you can always do those again and just go a bit faster. Just because you've done it and you've completed it, keeping that steady pace going doesn't mean that you can't redo it again, and just aim to go a little bit faster than what you did when you were training up to this point. So that's 11 minutes gone now. Great work, come on. I'm with you, I'm doing this at the same time as well now with you. You're not alone. I'm with you every step of the way. We can do this together. Fantastic work. So in another minute's time, we are halfway through the session. Come on. If you're doing an out and back, it's nearly time you turn around and you come back. And if you're not, that's really good visualization to think that every step is a step back to where you began. You're coming home. You're at the furthest point out. Really good work now, come on. That is 12 minutes down now. Let's get to that first 30 seconds mark, and then we are halfway. Really, really good, come on. Keep strong, keep focused. This is a tough one today, it's a tough week. But that's how we are getting better, as we're pushing ourselves each week a little bit further. Okay, halfway. Exactly halfway through the session now. Come on. You're never going to improve if you just always do something at a very easy level for you. You've got to just push yourself a little bit further each time to get that benefit. Not only physically, but also mentally. 13 minutes gone now. Especially with beginners, you have no idea about how you're going to cope and how it's going to feel. And when it does hurt a little bit more and you get a bit tired, how long can you keep going for it? This is all unknown questions that you don't know the answers to. But by doing these sessions, you're training the mind as well as the body to being able to realize that you can cope and you can keep going. Just because you're out of breath doesn't mean that you're going to have to stop. It's just finding that right level that you can continuously go for. We're nearly at the 14-minute mark now. Just another 10 seconds to go. Great work. Right, 14 minutes now. So another minute, and that's our next block of 5 minutes done in this 25-minute continuous run. Come on, let's get there. You're working really well. Just keep your form, keep going. I know I keep going over it, but you've got to, otherwise you might switch off and you might go back to those bad ways which we're trying to avoid doing. So just keep driving with those arms. Keep upright. Keep the hips high. So that's 15 minutes down. So we have 10 minutes to go now. The countdown is now on to the end. Come on. So looking at next week then. So I've already mentioned that we're going to build up for the session 3, the 27 minutes of continuous work. But the other 2 sessions, our shorter one, which is our session 1, which isn't so short anymore. We're now building yourself up to 4 lots of 7.5 minutes with a 1 minute walk recovery. Okay, so that is our first session that we got planned for you next week with week 7, session 1. So that is going to last for 30 minutes with 3 minutes of walking in total there. So that's 33 minutes plus the warm up and cool down gives us 43 minutes. Okay, 16 minutes down. And then session 2 for next week, we've got that pyramid session again. But next week, we're going to forget about the 2 minutes repetition on the pyramid. So we're going to go 1 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute, 5 minute, 6 minute, 5 minute, 4 minute, 3 minute, 1 minute. So we forget the 2 minutes on each time up and down. And we've got just a very short recovery, 30 seconds. So it's more of a continuous run with just a few little breaks thrown in. So that session there will give us 32 minutes of running. So going over the goal, the set goal time of running. But obviously we've got those 4 minutes breaks as well. So that gives us 36 minutes. Plus our warm up and cool down brings us to 46 minutes. Okay, so that's 17 minutes down now. Come on, keep going. So that 46 minutes, that's obviously the highest amount of time that we have been going for. That will be our record time, including the walking and the running. So the volume of effort in that second session is going to be good, it's going to be high. Then obviously we've got our 27-minute continuous run. Come on, we're nearly at the 18 minutes mark. Really good work. Keep going. Okay, 18 minutes down, 2 more minutes to go. And then we are at the 20-minute mark, which is the point we got up to last week with you. So we're nearly at that massive milestone that we reached last week. Come on, good work. Keep it going. So how are you feeling? You feeling good? Feeling strong? If the answer is yes, well done. Keep going, you're doing really well. Just hold this pace. If you are struggling, don't worry. You're doing a great job. That's now 19 minutes gone now. So just keep going, even if it means you have to slow down slightly just to catch your breath back. That is fine. Just try and hold a jog if you can, all right? Just let yourselves recover if you need to. Because you're nearly there now. We can put a little bit more effort in towards the end. So just give yourself a bit of a breather and slow it down if you need to. We're just looking for consistent running. Don't worry about the pace if you're new to this, or if you've gone off too hard. If you have gone off too hard, don't think of it as a bad thing that you're slowing down. Think of it that you've got some good time already in the bank there by going fast in the first stage, whether it's deliberate or unintentional. So now you can afford to slow down to get back on the pace that would be right for you. So don't think of it as a bad thing if you have gone off too hard. If you've got it right and you're steady, that's really good. You've got the pace perfect, well done. Okay, 20 minutes gone, 5 minutes to go. So this is it, this is the extra 5 minutes now from last week. And if you have felt that you've been maybe a little bit cautious and a bit reluctant to go too hard, you've got time still. We've got 5 minutes now, so you can think about pushing it for the last 5 minutes now if you're feeling good and strong. Keep going. The countdown is definitely on now for the end. Come on. Let's break down into each minute now. This is our last 5 minutes. Come on. Coming up to 21 minutes soon. Right, that's 21 minutes down. So 4 minutes to go now. If you're feeling good, what I always like to do is every minute, think about trying to increase the pace just slightly each time. Just upping it slightly, the effort level, as you push to the end. If you're getting tired now, come on, you're nearly there. Just keep going. Think of all the benefits that you're getting from this. Think of how great you are going to feel when you finish this session and you've reached that end point and you've completed that 25 minutes. Hopefully by now you've experienced that, what they call the runner's high, when you finish a great session and you feel really pleased with yourself and you just feel like you're on cloud 9 for the rest of the day. You'll be there soon, okay? Just got to keep going and work through these last few minutes, even if it's getting a bit harder now. Everyone is feeling it now. You're not alone. So that's 22 minutes down, 3 minutes to go. It's perfectly normal and natural to feel how you're feeling at the moment. Doesn't matter what your speed is, whether you're an Olympic runner or you've never run a 5K before. Everyone gets tired and everyone feels out of breath and feels that desire to stop when it hurts. But it's how you get through it, okay? You've got to keep going and train the body. So come on, we are nearly at the 23-minute mark now. You've done so well. We have just got over 2 minutes to go now. So that's 23 minutes now. Come on, last two. You think of all those shorter repetitions that we've done in the past, how quickly those 2 minutes go. That is just what's left. It's the final bit now. Come on. Remember the visualization if it helps now for the final stages. So think of it like you're in that race and you're coming towards the end. We are now 1.5 minutes away. So that means you probably can see your finish line. 1.5 minutes away from you now. That's where you're getting to. Just keep working towards that end point. Imagine that you're catching someone up in front of you who's tiring and you're pulling away from the people around you who are also tiring. Putting a greater distance between yourselves and them. Nearly there now. So 1 minute to go now. This is it. That's 24 minutes complete. This is our last minute. Right to the end. This is a great work. Well done. You have done so well. You are so nearly there now. 45 seconds. Come on. Keep going right to the end. Keep driving with those arms. 30 seconds. Come on. Last bit to go. Don't stop until I say we're at the end. Come on. 15 seconds. Last 10 seconds. You're nearly there. 5, 3, 2, 1. We are done. Well done, another great session done, fantastic work. So let's get moving at a very slow level, just for our final 5 minutes, just to ease down, gradually recover and get ready for our next week to follow soon. So that's it. So that is the end of week 6. So you have completed today's 25-minute continuous run. Really, really good work. You think about where we first started back in week 1 with the 3 sessions, starting with those 8 lots of 1 minutes, and then that really short pyramid of 1 minute to 2 minute, 3 minute, 2 minute, 1 minute, and then what was at the time a long session, which was 2 lots of 4 minutes, with a really good 4-minute recovery of walking in between. It just goes to show how well you've done, how you've progressed so well to now to be able to run continuously for 25 minutes without having any of those recoveries. So really good work. So that's 1 minute down of this cool down already. So just keep going at a nice steady level. Let yourselves recover. Hopefully by now you're feeling each week that you are recovering a bit better. And I hope that the advice that I give you every week as well is helping aid you with the recoveries. There's lots of different tips out there and suggestions of how to recover. So give them a go. Some might work well for you, some might not. So it's just finding out what works well with you. So I'm going to talk about that now. So one thing that has been suggested to mention is taking a cold bath. So when you finish your session, it's always quite a nice feeling to go into a nice hot relaxing bath and just sort of just calm down and relax after that great session. However, you might instead want to have a cold bath instead. So there's lots of research out there, and lots of the top runners do this as well, and that's by having a cold bath. What you find is by doing so, it will rapidly reduce the soreness and inflammation in the muscles after exercise. So maybe give that one a go. Or if you live by the sea and you do your sessions along the seafront, maybe just go for a little dip in the sea afterwards, just for about 5 to 10 minutes, and just to cool off and just see if that helps reduce your muscle inflammation and see if that aids your recovery. So how long have we got left now? So we've got another just over 2 minutes to go now, so we're nearly there. So as I always say, please share how you're getting on with everyone, and just let them know how you're doing, and also let me know as well. It's always great to hear from you all. So if you're on Strava or anything like that, please send a screenshot of your workouts, how you're doing. It's always great to see how you're progressing. And if you've got any pictures of you doing the exercise sessions, post those up as well, share those. It's always really good to see where people do the workouts, where you're from, which part of the world you are doing these sessions in. So please share away. So we're nearly there, just another 1.5 minutes to go now. So just start to ease it down a little bit more now. So yeah, that is week 6 complete. So we've just got another 2 more weeks of the program remaining. So looking forward into next week, so week 7, we're going to progress you, as we always do, a little bit further. So week 7, session 1, we've got our shorter repetition work, which by now doesn't seem too short because you've done so well. We're going to do 4 lots of 7.5 minutes with a 1 minute recovery. That gives us a total of 30 minutes of running and 3 minutes only of recovery. So that is a really good progression there on in our shorter repetition work. Then our pyramid, we've got we're going to forget about the 2 minutes. So we're going to do 1 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute, 5 minute, 6 minute, 5 minute, 4 minute, 3 minute, 1 minute. So forgetting the 2 minutes on the way up and the way down of the pyramid. And we're just going to have 30 seconds of recovery like we did this week in those. And then the final session of week 7 is our continuous run like we just did today. We're going to push you just slightly further, just by a few more minutes. So we're going to do a continuous 27-minute run in total. So that's what we've got to look forward to next week. So well done. I'm going to sign out now. That is the end of week 6. You've done so well. Let's keep this going into the final 2 weeks of the program, and then you have completed it. So I'm going to say bye now, rest up, and I'll look forward to training with you again soon. Goodbye.